Hi there, I'm Matt Keene. Welcome to Creating a Future We Want, the Visionary Evaluation Series, where I provide a tour of this book, Visionary Evaluation for a Sustainable, Equitable Future. And I'm using it so much it might be falling apart soon. But we're on page viii, the preface now. Haven't even gotten to page 1 yet. It's so good, I can't even get past. So the backstory. Thought a little word about this might be important. This book has its roots in our shared work around the theme of the 2014 conference of the American Evaluation Association that bore the same name that year. Yes, there's an evaluation association. And yes, that's a lot of nerdy people in one place. I was one of them, so I'm allowed to say that. So, with the positive feedback we received from the conference attendees and our diverse backgrounds, perspectives, and experiences, Beverly Parsons, Lovely Dylan, and myself, decided to write this book, Visionary Evaluation. You know, one of the things that I was doing at the time, working at the Environmental Protection Agency in the administrator's office as a title, social scientist, evaluator, and other things. And part of my responsibilities there were to design and nurture networks of people who had particular expertise in specifically evaluation that was state of the art. It was the cutting edge. Like they were doing things that perhaps EPA would need assistance with in the future, but the cost of onboarding new expertise prohibitive. It wasn't going to happen. So I would design and nurture culture, whatever, these, nurture, not culture, these networks of folks, little small ones of 10 people and hundreds of people, domestic, international, and one of the things that came out of that was called the Environmental Evaluators Network. Every year we'd put on a conference in DC, and there were other events, other places in the world eventually, but in 2010, the conference was about complexity. And one of my approaches to getting people to the conference was to find, great speakers, people who knew their stuff about whatever the subject was for the theme that year. Complexity was the theme, and someone said to me, you need to get in touch with Beverly Parsons and have her speak at the event, because that is something she is really into these days. How do systems sciences, systems thinking, and complexity relate to evaluation and a systems-oriented approach to evaluation? So stoked. I was like, yes! My approach at that time was to pick up the phone and call the person and say, hi, I read your papers and I love them. And, start out with some flattery. I love them and you must be amazing. Let me see if I get this straight. Ask them some questions and see what's going on, see how the relationship evolves. Well, Beverly was amazing. And that's how I met her. And she came to the conference that year in DC from Washington State. And the beginning of a beautiful relationship, which began or concluded or continued with all sorts of projects, including this one right here. And that's a little bit of the backstory of what led up to at least my participation in the Visionary Evaluation Conference and the development of this book. And you'll have to read more here to learn more. I'm Matt Keene. Thanks for visiting Creating a Future We Want, the Visionary Evaluation Series. What's your vision for storytelling about the past?